This past weekend was San Diego Comic-Con 2023. But do you know what else was this past weekend? Camp Fundays, this year's theme to Funko Fundays. And for those that don't know me, I am DK Wrestler, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about all of the different sodas and pops for Funko Fundays, and especially the reveals that were announced over the weekend. So let's get right to it. Now, I know I'm a little late on this. I mean, I was sick this past weekend, so at least I'm giving you guys a 100% healthy video now instead of this weekend where I would have sounded like, hey guys, it's DK Wrestler, and today is a Funko Fundays. Yeah, my voice was screwed up. So right now we are on the Instagram page of everyone's favorite Funko dirt sheet page, that being disc trackers, or as I like to call them, disc-ers. First off, the photo we're going to be looking at is some of the pops and sodas. So obviously with these box of funds, it's always Freddy Funko as something. So with the one that we have right here, we have a glow-in-the-dark Freddy Funko as Anakin Skywalker, limited to 250 pieces. A Freddy Funko as Wolverine, limited to 250 pieces. And then a Freddy Funko as Peacemaker, limited to 250 pieces, which I should have just said 250 pieces after all that, considering they were all 250 pieces. But then there's also Funko sodas here, where we have a Freddy Funko as Batman Rainbow Suit, limited to, I believe that looks to be 2,700 pieces. Freddy Funko as Darth Vader, which is limited to 1,000 pieces. And then Freddy Funko as Big Boy, limited to 4,500 pieces. These pops are all right. I mean, the Anakin's probably my favorite, but these ones are a little meh. And then the Freddy Funkos, like the sodas, I'm very curious to know what they look like outside of the camp. The next box we have here is all being 600 pieces. That's a glow-in-the-dark Freddy Funko as Vision, Freddy Funko as Anakin Skywalker, non-holographic, and then Freddy Funko as Chewbacca. And then we have a look at a Freddy Funko as Captain America metallic pop, limited to 250 pieces. So the next photo here, we have 3 sodas and 3 pops. The sodas we have here, we already looked at the Rainbow Suit Batman, but it's 2 different versions of Dustin, one being 1,600 pieces and the other one being a blacklight version, limited to 4,950 pieces, which is an odd piece count, but it is what it is. And then the pops, we already seen this Anakin Skywalker, but 2 pops we didn't look at yet are Freddy Funko's Waldo, being limited to 850 pieces, which this actually looks pretty cool. Even though I'm not entirely the biggest fan of Freddy Funko, I do like the way that this pop looks. And then we have the Freddy Funko as Hopper Glow in the Dark, and as you can see down here, it's actually limited to 100 pieces, which is absolutely insane. And then once again here, we have sodas that we already seen, but this whole lineup of pops we actually haven't seen yet, which is Freddy Funko as Dwight Schrute, limited to 250 pieces, Freddy Funko as Spooky Space Kook, which is limited to 250 pieces, and then a Diamond Collection Freddy Funko as Merlin, which is limited to 500 pieces. And the Freddy Funko as Dwight Schrute, pretty cool because I'm a fan of The Office, but nonetheless, I mean, I don't know, these are all right. Then for these pops, we have ourselves a glow-in-the-dark Freddy Funko as Vision, that is the green suit, not the white suit, limited to 500 pieces, a Freddy Funko as Midas Shadow, limited to 250 pieces, and then a metallic Freddy Funko as Megatron, limited to 500 pieces. And these are not too bad, especially because the Megatron one makes sense because last year we did have, I believe, the Optimus Prime Freddy Funko for Funday, so it's like a year after we have Megatron. And it's cool to see the Midas Shadow, considering that is a Fortnite character in which we have not gotten Fortnite pops in a long time, but nonetheless, these are some decent Freddy Funkos right here. And then we have ourselves Freddy Funko as Blue Beetle, that is limited to 250 pieces. And then with this photo, we have seen all of these except the pop on the top left corner, which is Freddy Funko as Genji, which, if I'm not mistaken, Genji is a not a Fortnite character, sorry, a Overwatch character, and that is only limited to 100 pieces, which is pretty insane. And then right here we do have flocked versions of the mascots for the different teams. So there were 4 different teams, which I can't remember all 4 of them, but I believe the next photo after this are the 2 other mascots of the Chesapeake Eagles, the Funamuck Bears, and then we have the Pakawaka Lumberjacks and the Proto-Moto Wolves, all being limited to 850 pieces, which there is the regular non-flocked versions that you guys can get when you have ordered the box of fun on Funko.com. But I mean, if you're gonna get one or the other, you'd rather want the flocked version. And then here is the Freddy Funko as Spock, which I believe a certain table at Fundays were able to obtain this this, or it might have been all the tables. I can't exactly remember, even though I did watch the recent Top Pops videos on Fundays. And then here is the beginning of the actual reveals that Funko does, where it's like, here's pops coming down the pipeline. First one being a new Gabriel Iglesias, which is not a surprise because this is now, can't say it's the 13th one because it's number 13 in the comedians because there is Jeff Dunham, but there has been a lot of Gabriel Iglesias, and I believe this specific one just released on Gabriel Iglesias' website today as I'm recording this video, which is, it's meh. I mean, it's cool that it's in a different posing and not just standing still, but it's still meh. And then announced for Fundays is a 300-piece silver metallic Gabriel Iglesias, which this is bleh. Like, I mean, this was kind of pointless to do. And then everyone at the event, I believe, got this Funko Pop. That is S'mores Boy, which looks to be some sort of Funko created mascot there for like a Fantastic Plastic or something. And this is really cool. I love the design of this, the whole marshmallow, the chocolate as basically the hair, and then the graham crackers for like right around the neck and the top of the head to be like a hat. This thing is absolutely really awesome with the official Proto Scout handbook. And then you have like the different Boy Scout badges where it's like different stickers for pops like Chase, Flocked, Glow in the Dark Chase, and Glow in the Dark. And then like the Funko Special Edition sticker. So I think that's really awesome. And maybe one day I'll have this Funko Pop. And then announced for Fundays also that certain people got at the event was the 600-piece silver metallic birthday Freddy Funko. And I mean, it's cool if you were there to get it, but this isn't my cup of tea. I mean, if this launched on the Funko shop, I wouldn't get it. And then Funko announced a new AJ McLean pop, which I believe he was one of the members of the Backstreet Boys, if I'm not mistaken. But nonetheless, I mean, it looks all right. It looks like it's in the process of like, it's a concept art, but it is a glam shot. So it's like that midpoint in between. So it doesn't really look like it's the official glam shot, but it's pretty close too. And then presented is a pop of Freddy Funko as Mike. This pop is not too bad. I mean, I feel like you could easily create this with a normal Mike body and then take a regular Freddy Funko head and just change the colors to it. And then one of the other reveals that seemed to really excite a lot of people is new Stranger Things pop, speaking of Stranger Things, with Vecna in the Creel house as a pop town, which I don't remember the last time we actually had a pop town. Then we have a new wave of One Piece pops, which of course I'm not going to try and pronounce these names, but these do look pretty decent, and I'm sure a lot of people are excited for these One Piece pops since they've been selling like hotcakes, especially that Goldie Roger wanted poster. And then we have ourselves a 2-pack of Super Shadow and Shadow from Sonic the Hedgehog, and both of the pops are glow in the dark. Now this is really cool considering that originally up until this point the only way you can get Super Shadow was, I believe it was a 1,500 piece glow in the dark pop exclusive to E3, which was a gaming convention. Now that this pop is out, you don't have to pay upwards of $1,000 to get the Super Shadow, because now you can get it in this 2-pack, especially still with the glow in the dark specification and in a jumping pose too. And then we have here a picture of a bunch of different reveals all in one photo. So we got Dungeons and Dragons right here where we have Bahamut, and then we have a 3-pack of Vecna, Mind Flayer, and Demogorgon, which is pretty crazy considering that we had Demogorgon as a NFT pop, and now we have a slightly different one here as a more common version for this release of Dungeons and Dragons pops. And then we have Schoolhouse Rock, which I don't know too much of, but these look pretty cool with the animation style. Looks like some holiday Marvel pops with like Wolverine, She-Hulk, Spider-Man, Deadpool, and Iron Man, which are meh. We have the House of the Dragon pops, which are all right. I mean, there's a couple of them where the chases actually look like the NFT pops for the House of the Dragon set, so that's a little bit underwhelming. And then we have a new set of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer pops, which is really cool. Santa Claus, Rudolph, Sam the Snowman, Hermie, Bumble, and Charlie in the box. And one of the pops also is a pop classics of Rudolph right here, which is pretty cool actually, considering that that's definitely a pop that deserves to be in the classics lineup, since I believe that pop doesn't get produced anymore, that OG Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. So not only are we getting a new 2023 standards version with a nice pose, we are getting the original one in the classics lineup with that cool base, and obviously it will have that cool box to go along with it. And then we have a Freddy Funko as Wolverine 800 piece pop, or 850 piece, where it's the brown suit, which is all right. And then this set of pops I'm really excited for, a brand new wave of WWE pops that features Ravishing Rick Rude, Liv Morgan, John Cena, Vader, the Usos in a 2-pack, and a pop rise of Stone Cold Steve Austin on the Zamboni, which the Liv Morgan, obviously it looks like it's a re-announcement considering that that looks identical to the one that was a part of Fun on the Run that just happened. The Ravishing Rick Rude is exactly how I would imagine him, especially with the exact attire. The John Cena is pretty typical considering there's a lot of John Cena pops. Plus, this is actually recent from like Money in the Bank 2021, I believe. Vader, which looks pretty decent. I think it could have went without the goatee in my opinion, or make it a little bit lighter. And finally, I have been asking for so long for Funko to do an Usos 2-pack. It just only made sense considering of the Bloodline storyline, and they look awesome. And then the Stone Cold and the Zamboni is interesting because of that one moment in the Attitude Era where he drives the Zamboni in the arena. I'm still waiting for an Undertaker pop rides with his motorcycle, but nonetheless, this is still pretty decent. And then we have a section of different Loungefly items for Nightmare Before Christmas, Scooby-Doo, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. It looks like we also have Goosebumps of all things, which is pretty decent. And then we have Peanuts. Then there was a Corey Feldman pop revealed, which I mean, during the weekend, Corey Feldman actually did post on his website for pre-order his pop along with a Diamond Collection version that I believe both of these pops were limited piece counts, and then certain ones you were able to get autographed also. So I guess that's all right. But when did Corey Feldman become, I guess, an icon per se, besides being an actor in a movie? Freddie Funko as Ron Weasley, limited to 850 pieces, which this one was all right. Blockbuster rewinds of Brian Mariotti and Mike Becker in their like camp outfits as scout leaders, and these are pretty decent. And I believe these don't have chases considering that these were given at the event and that everyone had gotten them, so I don't think that there was chases involved. Especially I believe the sodas that they give out, they also don't have chases. And then what I believe was one of the stupidest things that they gave out at Fundays, and that is an eBay branded Funko Pop Protector. And I say this is so dumb because all that's eBay branded is just the label that goes in front. Imagination SpongeBob SquarePants Silver Metallic Pop, limited to 300 pieces for Fundays. I know that certain people did get this. I've seen photos online, and once again, if you're at the event, it was cool to get this, but I mean, I would not get a Silver Metallic one in my collection. And then another Freddy Funko is Ted Lasso, limited to 850 pieces, which looks not too bad. And then Freddy Funko Ranger, limited to 3,200 pieces, which I believe everyone that attended Fundays did get this. So I guess that means that there was a total of 3,200 people that were in attendance at Fundays. And then what I believe was the last reveal they did was a new Bigfoot pop, or 4 Bigfoot pops, where they all have different names and colorways, where we have a blacklight Bigfoot, Yeti, which has this blue colorway, Bigfoot, which has like the normal colors of Bigfoot, and then Sasquatch, which has more of a darker brown color, which I mean, I don't know how this was divided because I believe all of these were actually different piece counts. Like they weren't like the same piece counts. Maybe they were, but then because there was 4, that one of the different teams got one of each of them. Like let's say the Eagles got the blacklight one, and then the Protomoto, whatever the teams are, they all got different ones. But nonetheless, these were pretty cool giveaways on top of what you already got as terms of the box of fun, and then everything else that you had gotten during Fundays. Anyways, guys, that's gonna be the end of today's video. If you enjoyed today's video on me talking about the Camp Fundays reveals and the stuff you got while you're at Fundays, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you had purchased a box of fun on the Funko shop, and let me know what did you like out of these reveals that were showing off. But thank you for watching today's video, and hope to see you guys in the next video. 1, 2, 3, I'm out of here.